Hello and welcome to The Chair. This week we are coming to you from number 40 Sir Akukosa Road at the airport residential area, where we'll be talking to the Chief Executive Officer of Gold Coast Advisors. My name is Kukuas Nate Michaels. Stay with me on the show whilst we get to know all that we need to know about Gold Coast Advisors and also about their CEO and how he's been managing affairs. The show is brought to you by Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, Bedrock Insurance Limited, Hot Brown Gold Natural Cocoa Powder, and Afterlife. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, our guests will be seated in the chair.
Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, an unforgettable experience worth repeating.
Seated in the chair this evening is Mr. Richard Riafi, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Gold Coast Advisors. This evening on the show, we are going to be talking to him to know all that we need to know about the company that he heads. My name is Kukuas Need Michaels, and welcome to the chair. Proudly brought to you by Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, Hot Brown Gold Natural Cocoa Powder at Bedrock Insurance Company Limited, and Afterlife. You are streaming live on Facebook, ATVGH, ATV_Ghana, and also coming your way on YouTube, ATV Ghana. Stay tuned. Sir, thank you for welcoming us to your office. How are you doing?
Welcome. I'm feeling fine.
Okay.
And it's a privilege and honor to be given such an opportunity to have an interaction and discussion on the subject area.
Okay.
With election.
All right. What is Gold Coast Advisors, or who are you? Who are Gold Coast Advisors?
So, a bit of history or recap. Gold Coast Advisors Limited, once upon a time, was once called Ghana Growth Fund Limited, a company set up by the shareholders and directors of Group Indu, headed by Dr. Paco Sindu, somewhere in 1996. But then it became operationalized in 2009, where the idea was to support Ghanaian-owned businesses, support SMEs, to create wealth and value for Ghanaian citizens, and of course to expand employment. And then we did by giving out support and funding the idea of creating more opportunities for Ghanaian owned businesses.
Okay. So you've been in existence for how long now?
If you take it back to 2009,
Okay.
it's over 16 years.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
How has it been being in the Ghanaian industry and offering the service that you just mentioned to small and medium scale enterprises?
Yes, from 2009, we have been at the forefront of providing financial intermediation for the SMEs, moving away from the traditional funding source like the bank or financial institutions. Good Coast Advisors is a private equity firm. So what we do is that we take a long shot to capital investment. So just like a bank that will give you loan for 360 days and they will call on you to repay. We are patient enough to see the project mature and do well before we exit. So there are some structures that we put in place to make sure funds invested returns back. So we take interest in managing or being part of the governance structure of some of the SMEs we funded over the years.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not just about resourcing them financially. You become a part of them to see to the management of the company as well.
Exactly so.
Okay. In this sense, you are able to be abreast with their operations and know what the funds that you've pushed in is actually being used for.
Exactly so. So what we do on a monthly basis is that apart from providing statements of account to let the companies know how much they are indebted to advisors, we also require them to give us financial statements, audited statements, which gives us an insight as to how the operations are going like in terms of current and projections. And then we come in with advice as to what can best help the company or the business turn around. Yes.
Okay. How do you determine which companies or enterprises you want to support? How do you pick them?
In fact, we cover every sector.
Okay.
We are into the real estate, we are into microfinance, we are into government construction, and then we are also into some form of retail businesses. But then what we do is an assessment. When we have an application, a team will sit with the applicant to assess, and then we go through a rigorous process. And once we are convinced by presenting to shareholders, once you are convinced that this is a good business, looking at the cash flows and the payback, we come into support. But the idea is always to make an impact and create value and also make sure the Ghanaian benefits from the funding.
Okay.
Yes.
Off the top of your head, if it's not a breach of any agreement, would you be able to tell us some of the companies you've supported over the years?
Yes, I mean, confidently, I can mention Kofi Job Construction.
Okay.
Who is now one of the biggest contractors in this country.
Yes.
There's one contractor called Asabia Engineering, one of the biggest. There's Napo Construction, one of the biggest. And then we did some private projects with Icon Construction. There's this private property around close to the US Embassy that was financed in 2013. Yes. And some of these projects have created value over the years.
Okay.
But our market niche was to support businesses who have government contracts. Let's say to construct roads, to build schools, supply decks, and so forth. So we have presence in almost every part of this country.
Okay.
We touch base with every district, every school. So we're part of helping to resolve the issue of schools under trees. We came in strongly under the Mills Mahama administration.
All right.
We did a lot of debt fund projects. And when you travel now out of the country to certain places, you will see the effect of our funding.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you positioning, or how have you've been around for a long time, so how have you positioned yourself in the investment and advisory industry so that you can stand out, or so that your performance or your services can be unique?
It is our approach to the funding.
Okay.
Most SMEs will come to us because we are flexible, we are thorough,
Okay.
and we do a lot of due diligence. And then We also give financial intermediation. We also give financial literacy. We advise them whether or not they are even due to borrow at this time, or whether or not the funds they are borrowing, they require all at the point in time, or they must do it in phases. So we provide, financial advice on how they should even run their businesses. Yes.
Within the period of time that you've been in existence, you've mentioned some of the projects that you've been the backbone of, but I believe there are some risks involved in your activities as well. Can you name a few? And let's know how you mitigate such risk.
So in the investment lending industry, there's always a risk of having a defaulters, or in the banking circle, they call it non-performing loans.
Okay.
So one of our key strategies is to make sure that the loan is backed by solid collateral, but it doesn't even stop there. It is the project management process that eliminates the risk. Once you are with the SME, every step of the way, you're able to coach and guide them where not to go, how to apply the funds, when to borrow, when not to borrow. Because some will come to us for funding, but they may go to another institution and borrow for the same purpose.
Okay.
So then they are exposed to two institutions. So once we are able to guide and coach them, they stick to a plan, they're able to exit. And then, of course, the key thing is discipline. Once you're not disciplined, it means that even borrowed funds will be misapplied for the intended purposes. So once you are disciplined, you stick to your own plan, you're able to come out successfully.
Okay.
Yes.
You mentioned that you work hand in hand with the enterprises that come to you for financial investment. You do the tracking as well, but how are you able to track, especially in this day of technology? Are you able to be innovative enough to add some technological aspect to it to be able to track them and not be there physically to see what's being done with your money?
Apart from sitting in meetings, being informed, we also schedule quarterly reviews, where we have those SMEs come to us in a forum where we put in some educative measures. We also have, when it comes to, let's say, the government contracts, we have third parties that we can rely on, because those contracts were awarded by agencies. They are payment agencies. So we build relationship over the years where we are able to check up on these businesses without necessarily going to them direct. We need to check for consultants how the projects are performing. They give us, because we have that relationship, they give us official reports on how the projects are performing, whether or not a contractor is lagging behind or not performing or not showing up on site. So then we raise the red flag that we need to act against this SME or this contractor. Yes.
Before a company can approach you to want to do business with you or to need your financial or investment advice, what are some of the things that they should know about Gold Coast Advisors?
Gold Coast Advisors has been around for some time, pioneers in the private equity industry. We take a robust approach when it comes to financing. We don't just give out credit or loans and sit back, but we follow up to make sure that the purpose for which the funds were borrowed are indeed applied to, and then the expected returns are gained. That's the only way we know the funds can be returned back. And then we are also open to ideas. It is where in the past we used to organize a forum for our clients to engage and have a discussion on how to improve the services or which areas you must look at. Maybe emerging market you must all look at. and then come together and then make the business and the whole sector work.
Okay. Talking about emerging markets, what kind of research goes into that so that you'll be able to better position yourself to advise your clients to enter such markets?
Yes, so one of our key components is also research.
Okay.
Our global chairman is very learned. Our group president is very learned.
Mm-hmm.
So any area that we intend to invest in, for instance, when we started to venture into rice production,
okay.
I remember we did very comprehensive research into the market, the local rice market. Of course, there is always a gap because demand always exceeds supply in this country.
Mm-hmm.
So we position ourselves to take over the rice manufacturing in the region, and then the position at that time was to produce in excess over thousands of bags of rice to sell in this country, supply the local market.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the key things we did. And then when we also found the gap in the construction industry, we also acquired the Bokodo quarry.
Mm-hmm.
The idea was also to provide services to the construction needs in the central western region and some part of Greater Accra. Yes. So anytime we see a gap, then a research kicks in to investigate the problem statement and then find how we can take advantage of those gaps and then make a business out of it. So every business that you know of or was set up in a group is always underlined or based on research. And advisors was the lead role player or the consultant for building up all the business when it comes to the quarry, the rice factory, all the insurance companies was as a result of the research that was kicked off in the office of advisors to incubate the ideas to come up with all those companies.
Now let's go back to the companies that you support. You mentioned how, aside the financial aspect, there's the management of the companies and then the advice that you give as to what they can even put their money to. In a case or in a situation where you find a company you've invested in not adhering to the advice you are given, what do you do?
Well, not really. Any finance house will just pull the plug.
Okay.
Pull the plug. They will call their funds. But what we do is to engage and find out why the new turn of direction. What is happening? What has changed? Find out, and then we all come to a resolution or a point that we need to come back on course. Maybe the investee company or the company we have invested may not even be aware that they change course. Or maybe they did it not on a bad faith, but then they have an idea that changing the course will come back. An example is that a contractor borrows from you to construct a debt fund project. And then instead of going to start a project, they go off to China to buy goods for Christmas. They hope that they will sell off, make enough profit, and then reapply the funds. But then the risk involved is that it may go wrong. And the funds will be lost. So if you should seek my advice, I'll tell you, stick with the plan. Rather, when you make profits, then you can reinvest the profit in other ventures. Yes.
But sometimes some of them would like to do this on your blind side without you knowing.
That is where our monitoring team will raise the red flag. Because just after a week of disbursing funds, we go to the field unannounced to check whether you're on site working. So once you're not there, then we call and then start giving the feedback. You know something is about to go wrong. Yes. So we also don't disburse all the amount we do it in tranches, in cases, just to control the risk.
Okay.
of diversion of the application.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. In this era, where there seems to be some lack of confidence in finance, I mean, somebody putting their money into your venture, you willing to have them on board to be a part of your managerial process. We'd like to find out from Mr. Wiafi how they are able to have the confidence to even keep afloat, keep being in the industry till now. How are they working with regulators? I believe you work with SEC, your regulators.
What is so unfortunately, private equity is not regulated in this country.
It is not regulated.
It's not regulated.
Okay.
Probably there have been discussions to pass bills to that. It's not regulated in the country.
Okay, so we'll be talking about that. If you're not regulated, who is superseding or supervising your affairs as an advisory company? So we'll come back and then we'll be talking to Mr. Wiafi as well. How long he has been in this industry, what even prompted him to come into the financial industry, and being a CEO of Gold Coast Advisors, what has been some of the impact that he has helped make within this industry, or what has been some of the impact that he has spearheaded this company to make in other spheres of managing other people's assets or wealth. You are still watching The Chair right here on Amansan Television. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, our conversation continues. You are still watching The Chair on Amansan Television and also on Facebook on ATVGH, ATV_Ghana. Stay tuned for some business news. Bedrock Insurance Limited has organized a networking event to strengthen ties with brokers and create a platform for informal interaction. Speaking at the event, organized at the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel in Accra, the Chief Executive Officer of Bedrock Insurance, Mr. Ernest Frimpong, highlighted the objectives of the initiative, stressing the importance of collaboration in driving growth.
We're one of the leading insurance companies in Ghana, and we've come this far because insurance brokers have been our backbone. They've supported so much to get to where we are, and therefore this event was carefully put together to acknowledge them, to reward them, and also to reaffirm our commitment to work together for our shared success, for our mutual benefit. Because the brokers interact a lot with clients, and their word of mouth recommendations or whatever they say to the insuring public goes a long way to sell us as an insurance company. So we believe that partnership with insurance brokers is the way to go. You cannot do without them, and therefore we need to grow together with them and then be able to do things that will near to the benefit of the client. So that's the reason why we put together this event, so that we can have some sort of informal discussions and network more and get to speak on certain things that, of course, under normal circumstances in the office, you will not be able to speak to them about. So it was done in a relaxed atmosphere here at Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, a very nice, serene environment, so that we can just unwind.
Guest speaker, Dr. Richard Kwesi Kwabason, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Insurers Association, GIA, commended Bedrock for the initiative. He noted that insurers and brokers share the common goal of creating an enabling environment for growth and urged brokers to support Bedrock's vision.
Insurers and brokers do not have conflicting interests. Rather, we have one goal of creating an enabling environment for us to grow together. We are doing well in that direction, but we can do better. Indeed, the challenge out there is bigger than our individual differences. Let us grow together and let's be each other's keeper. And I'm referring to both brokers and insurers.
The event also recognized outstanding brokers and brokerage firms. Mr. Christian Abenyega, who received the Premier Award on behalf of Risk Management and Advisory Services, praised Bedrock for its commitment to strengthening relationships within the industry.
Once again, you don't need to light a candle and put it under the shirt. The candle you light must be a source of light to everybody that is watching. So this program goes as far as bringing the lights that Bedrock has been doing to the public. showing us that they care not just about the businesses, but about the relationship that they are building with us. This is just a message to everybody that they are there, not just in the office hours, even after our office, the connection still continues.
You're welcome back to the chair, coming to you on Amansan Television and also streaming live on Facebook, ATVGH, ATV_Ghana, and also on YouTube, ATV Ghana. My name is Kukua Sneed Michaels. I'm your host, and this evening we are seated with Mr. Richard Wiafi, who is the CEO of Gold Coast Advisors. We've had an extensive conversation to know the operations of Gold Coast Advisors, what they do, and the impact they are even making in Ghanaian businesses. But before we went on break, he dropped a bombshell of not being under any regulator, and so we are wondering, how does that work? Mr. Wiafi, let's continue our conversation. So I was thinking you are under SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, but apparently you are not. Okay, so how do firms like you operate without any oversight, responsibility from any regulatory body?
The company, as a registered or established by the Ministry of Company,
Okay.
as a private entity, has some key objects.
Okay.
The things you want to do
Mm-hmm.
that has been agreed on by the Ministry of Company. So one of it is SME support.
Okay.
But then you also have auditors who come to you every year to check your books.
Okay.
So you must know that you must do the right thing. And then once the audit is completed, you need to file your returns to the office of the Registrar of Company. It's mandated by law.
Okay.
And we are in compliance with all such requirements.
Okay, so let's talk about the impact that Gold Coast Advisors has had over the years that they've been in existence. What are some of them? You mentioned earlier about some industries that you've touched, but on the whole, how are you impacting businesses, especially indigenous Ghanaian businesses?
Over the years, if I should look back, we've supported close to over 1,000 SMEs. Of course, the 1,000 will have ripple and multiple effects.
Okay.
Because these are sole proprietorship interliabilities. But then they are more like individual businesses running. And then their impact on the families is enormous. Because the SME borrower must also pay fees and keep the home running. So once the business is doing well, they're able to take care of homes, and the effect is enormous. It trickles down to the villages where we take care of our grandparents, our uncles, and all that.
Okay.
And when it comes to the coverage, as I said, we have impacted every region, every district in this country with our funding.
Okay. All right. Now let's go back to the operations. You mentioned earlier that unlike the banks, where it is 365 days, where a loan is given. So how long do you give your loans for? Or the investment, the financial investment, for how long? Is it for the whole period that the company is going to be in operation?
It is said that there is a tool we use for commercial paper, which it has an expiration date upon maturity, but subject to renewal. So we do 60 days, but we always renew, because once the project hasn't expired, the agreement also runs upon renewal up to the time that you're able to recoup or recover all your plans, both principal and interest.
What has contributed to the growth of Gold Coast Advisors?
I must say is the human resource. Is the people. It's people-centered. We know that the person borrowing the fund is an individual that you must also deal with, have that relationship with, so that even to the point that they want to default, you can encourage them. There's a saying that when a borrower feels that they can't pay, they give up.
Okay.
Whatever you do to recover, you can go to the court to get judgment. It's difficult to execute. But once you once you make them feel that they can pay, of course, payment can be in a plan form. If you owe 10,000 and then I make you feel that, oh, once you give me 200 cedis every month for the next 2-3 years, I'll be okay. The person will be more open to come for paying, due to the point that they may even clear off the balance in the bulk payment at a certain point in time. So once the person feels that they can pay, they are open with you, and then you have frank discussions with them. Yes. What most of our traditional institutions do is that they don't put a human face to their dealings. It's more of rules and system regulations. Once you don't meet if you don't meet the target, or you don't meet the deadline, then they cut you off without even listening to your side of the story. But we engage. We, to the point that we attend funerals.
Really? So you're also involved in the social lives of your clients?
We attend birthday parties, we attend naming ceremonies.
Wedding ceremonies and everything?
Yes. And see, when the person sees that personal touch, they run away from you.
Okay. That's the confidence is
if
a two-way
thing. If any issue, they will come to you, even at home, and discuss.
Okay.
That this is my issue.
Okay.
So how can we go about it? Help me. I need help. Yes. But once they feel the touch from you, that is where it is difficult to even trace and get them to even come to the office to talk. Most people are afraid to come to talk to their lenders.
Okay.
Because they think that once they come, they will pick it up by police. Once they put them on their rights, this is a civil environment. It's not a criminal environment. So I can't arrest you without any basis. Once I arrest you, it means that I'm a good report after 48 hours.
So some people are scared that they owe, and so when they'll be arrested.
Yes, that's the mind that even for them to take your phone call, it's a challenge. Yes,
you're calling to ask for your money.
When they see your call, but once you know that yes, I'm calling to check up how you are doing, the person will be feeling well. But when you call, you just move straight where's our money. The person will have to be going to GP by special notice. But once you put a human face to it, you even pay a visit to the person. Or when you don't go alone, you go with a colleague to engage and find out what is happening to them. They feel that you care. So they will not make up their mind not to pay or run away. By the time they have any funds, they will come and clear up their debts.
Okay. You mentioned your contribution to making your clients or training clients or people on financial literacy. We all deal with money on a daily basis, but when it comes to financial literacy, a lot of us do not even know what it means. Please explain what that means and what exactly you do to bridge the gap.
When you talk about financial literacy, it is the knowledge and the skill of understanding financial concepts.
Okay.
So let's talk about budgeting. When we budget to spend, let's say, 1,000, it is based on an expected income that you spend 1,000. So we will let you know that based on your budget, it's not feasible, or you are going 200,000. But when we sit down with you, really you need only 100,000. Because most SME borrowers will inflate what they need just to get something for personal use. But the challenge is that you are paying interest on the 200,000. For us, we need only 100,000. So if you can come back for the extra 100,000 when you go into a finished project that you can even pay off, then it's okay. You are due for the next batch of financial support. And then we also teach them savings and investment. Most of our SMEs, they don't save. It's hand to mouth. When they raise revenue, instead of separating it from their personal things, they mix it up with business. Like most of our businesses are also one-man business. He's driving around with everything in his tablet. He's his own accountant, his own procurement officer. Yes. So we try to educate them to even have an office setting where there is a secretary or an admin support who will do certain rounds for you, and then an accounts office who controls your expenditure so that you don't mix your personal funds with your business funds. Yes. And then there's also insurance. Most of the businesses are not insured. That is why when there's fire outbreak at the Mokola and the Ethiopia, you see them wailing and like they are almost dead. They are out of life because they are not insured. And they don't understand insurance. And some of them don't believe in insurance because like money, they are throwing away. But when you take them through the process of insurance, that in case of an incident, you will get something back. And then you can do it in bits. It's not about the amount, but it is the consistency and the frequency. When it's time for any payback, when there's a fire outbreak, you get something out of it. They appreciate our advice.
Okay. Now, seeing as you've been attending funerals and naming ceremonies and stuff, let's talk about your role as the Chief Executive Officer. When you were mentioning that, it just took my mind to what members of Parliament have to go through, especially when they are vying for the position.
Everything they are MPs.
Yes.
Because where your treasure is, that's where your heart is.
Yeah.
It's good liquor.
Okay.
So if I've given you 1,000 CDs, I shouldn't sleep until the 1,000 CD plus the interest of the return comes back. That's it.
Okay. Now let's take a look at your role as a Chief Executive Officer. First of all, how long have you been at the helm of affairs?
I was privileged to have been appointed this year, April 2025,
Okay.
at a retreat at Sakumono, where GM managers had gathered, and then the announcement was made. But I was shocked. I wasn't prepared for it at the time. But before that, I was playing the role of a general manager for the company.
What's the difference in roles or responsibilities? Because you said you were not prepared, so you're not prepared to take up the role, or it just came as a surprise?
It came as a surprise.
Okay, all right.
Well, I was playing the role in but it came as a surprise.
The title wasn't what was conferred to you at the time. But what are the similarities or the differences in responsibilities of a general manager and a chief executive officer?
The CEO has a wider view and responsibility over the company.
Okay.
Yes. You don't only interact with the board, but you also interact with the ordinary SME borrower. And then, as I said, in our case, we have made investment in certain key places. But those places still have general managers. But my role as a CEO also is to supervise those businesses where we have made some key investments. Make sure that those investments work and then it pays back. And then it pays back on time.
Okay. Yes. So I'm to assume that you've always been in the financial sector. You've always worked in finance.
So I started my career in 2005.
Okay.
As a financial service personnel, MSF personnel. I was privileged to have been posted to the Ministry of Public Sector Reforms.
Okay.
At the time, Dr. Pakutundu was the Minister of State for that ministry. So I did the cons at the university as a first degree. So I was posted to work, but then assigned to one Felicia Uchubunsu.
Okay.
If you know, she's the mother of Sister Debbie and Kobolo.
Yes. Yes.
So I worked with her closely at the time. She was then at the time handling the agency called Subordinate Agency, dealing with the Boys Center and the GDC, trying to help them go off government subvention so that they'll be self-sustaining. So I was very briefly until I was moved to the accounts and finance section of the ministry. At the time, they didn't have enough resource in terms of personnel.
Okay.
So I picked up, even though I didn't know accounting, I was taught GOD accounting, and then I was assigned to GOD accounting in terms of raising vouchers to the point of payment.
Okay.
And then upon a time, we take processes to Ministry of Finance to controller. And then because of my performance, I was assigned the ID, the World Bank account, and then the DFID account managed under the ministry. So that's where I developed the lab for finance and accounting, even though I had a accounts maths background.
Okay.
So that is where it started. And then I got employed in 2010 after completing my master's in impact MBA finance at Boku, Ghana Gold Fund, now Boku Advisors, as investment analyst. So my role at the time was to work with an investment manager who was the lead manager on projects. So when a client walks into the office, we get assigned to a client, and then we assess the document, do the diligence, go to the agency to check on the project or contract or the businesses from OLC. And then you do a presentation, a pitch. And then you go to investment committee or credit committee where you make a submission to defend whether or not you should advance funds to the particular project. So you speak for the SME borrower. You make a defense based on your assessment and then the cash flow and when it can be paid back. And once you succeed, that is where you own the project. You now go monitor, check, ask questions, get report, and then send weekly reports, monthly reports, and there are quarterly presentations to update management on the performance of the loans or facility given. So it becomes your baby to the point that those loans are paid off. So from that point, I had a chance to go to Liberia in 2013 to go and act as the acting general manager. It was an opportunity I got, and then my former boss, internationally, and then I believe some shareholders have given their approval. So I was there for almost a year and a half, but I will come home every 2 months, spend a month or so and go back, replaced by a colleague. And that part two was more like what we were doing here. That part two, we were supporting Liberian owned businesses. So now my senior colleague there is Ampu's daughter, Ufe, yes, who used to work with Boku Advisors at the time as a investment manager.
Okay.
Yes. So from there, I got promoted to a manager, and then I was in charge of infrastructure portfolio, and that is the government contract portfolio. Yes. Until when there was the financial crisis challenge and all that. But that has been the story. But beyond that, I was also assigned to risk management. And my role there was to help the lawyers gather documentation and then fight our cases in court. Some of them were private cases that we must recover. So I became the key witness. And I stood in most of the bosses examined by, my first court trial, I didn't know Martin People at the time.
Okay.
2017. There was a case, Ghana Gold Fund versus Western Cutting, Tamaklo and others. So my first appearance on the boss, I was examined by Martin People. And then I passed the test. Because our legal team has a regime where anytime you go through the trial system, after every cross-examination, they will mark you. So they say this one you did 5/10.
So there was a review.
And then you go throughout the week.
Okay.
Because there are days that you come. So there was like a review, so it helps you to set up and then you stick to your own statement.
Okay.
So that's how I have been built over the years. Yes, we have gone through the public service, through the private service, I'm going to the legal and all sort of.
You've been around the mill, one would say, but let's go to Liberia. I am part Liberian, so every
Wow.
time Liberia comes up, I
Wow.
am very interested.
Mm.
Comparing the two economies, I mean, we are way ahead of them because we know where they are coming from and they are still rebuilding the country and its economy. What were some of the very significant differences that you identified when you were working there as opposed to being here?
It's actually towards work.
Okay.
The Liberian is very relaxed. they cannot be moved. In fact, if we try to even query them, they can even pack off and leave. So when I got to Liberia, somewhere February 2013, I heard about them, and there were managers in place, the credit officer, and then finance manager. There are two managers. So they were elderly people grown up. So when I got there, that was a Monday flight. I got there in the afternoon, and we had a meeting. So I remember my first statement was that I'm not here to impose my will impose on you, but I'm here for us to work together to move this company forward. And that is what one of the senior managers said, that that's what caught his attention, because usually when people come around, they want to come tell them what to do.
Okay.
They don't want to listen to them. I said, no, we should work together. So the Liberian office currently there now, I built it.
Okay.
I led the process because I was involved in construction in Ghana with local advisors.
Okay.
We managed to engage one of their top engineers, and then went through the process in phases, from restructuring to foundation to roofing. We did in phases until it was done for under our first board meeting. It was by video conferencing by some of the directors who are Liberians, the lawyer and one senior person were there. And the praise was that the office is very catchy. So of course the office brought in new customers just by the look.
Okay.
And it was right by the roadside, Simcoe.
Okay.
I remember the name. The Simcoe, the main road to the airport. It's closer to the German embassy also. So I remember. And I also tried to adopt to their way of doing things.
Okay.
Yes. Once you show them respect, they open up to you. So that's how come I survived in Nigeria. But they are good people. When they are working, they give you their all. They were not used to working on the weekend overtime.
Yeah.
Yes. If they are, means that you must pay them. But when I went there, I was able to talk to them that this is a tax that must be done. So once it's not done, if you come back on a Saturday, let's spend some 3-4 hours and let's clear it.
Finish it up.
Okay. So that we can send a report to the shareholders. So that we can now go and say, we need some allowance. And they will agree. So it worked.
Okay.
It worked.
What are some of the takeaways from there that you brought here? I know you did take a lot from Ghana to go and manage affairs in Liberia, but definitely you picked up 1 or 2 things that you either inculcated when you came back or guided you when you came back. What were some of them?
They are very particular about appointment.
Okay.
When it comes to appointment,
time
appointment.
Okay.
They are disciplined. Again, because of their American background, so they are very disciplined. And then they also are very particular about reporting timelines. They will not go beyond a day. They will make sure they get the report. Because they are penalties to pay. And they understand that these penalties, once you incur them, they can go against your personal salary. Because if you cause it, we can penalize you for that. So they are very particular.
Okay.
Yes. And when they are professional, they are professional. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So when you are not attending funerals of your clients and weddings and stuff, what are some of the things that you do for leisure?
I'm also a pastor. I'm also a pastor. So you see, on Saturdays,
No wonder you gave me a Bible quote along the way.
see, and on Saturdays, you are out there doing visitation,
Okay.
visiting members, and then doing so well. And then Sundays are busiest day. But Sundays, they do work in church. So apart from preaching, when we close, we have shepherd training.
Okay.
So we are there to late. Reviewing data, looking at income. Because the church is an industry. If you leave it to just any other person, you run it down. I'm a branch pastor at Makane. Makane is a lighthouse church.
Okay.
And I'm sure that. So I'm privileged to be a branch pastor at the Ayenshu River State Branch. It's just beyond Valley View.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So how long have you been a pastor for?
I can remember since 2015.
Really? So close to like a decade, 10 years?
Yes, of working in church as a pastor.
Okay.
In different roles. You can be head of floor team. You can be head of the kitchen team. You can be head of outreach. Yes. Or being part of a crusade team. That you help to identify places that you can hold crusades, mini crusades, doing so.
Is that something you had always wanted to do or to be?
I think that passion is already in me. So it was ignited by my bishop.
Okay.
I can't tell you.
Okay.
Yes.
So were you the student who was involved in student SU, is that Scripture Union, and all of those things?
Surprisingly, when I was in school, secondary school, my senior, as they call it, the one I was supposed to serve, was a deputy SU chaplain.
Okay.
So once a while, they would pull me into the meeting, but then, boys will run away. So that thing was there already in me, just waiting to just blow some more or blow up.
Okay.
Yes.
Which secondary school did you go to?
I was in Paul Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's a Catholic school.
Yes.
So were you at some point a Catholic?
No, it wasn't enforced.
Okay.
It wasn't enforced.
Okay. All right. So you went to Pope Joe's, you felt like you could get closer to God, or you were already closer to God, and so you met your bishop and you became a pastor. Did you have to go to theological school?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So the system we run in Lighthouse, there's a Bible training system that you need to go to Ghana Council Bible School to be trained for a number of years.
Okay.
And there are also systems in the various churches that allows you to be trained and you take online exams. And once you pass and meet certain requirements, you are appointed as a pastor.
Okay. So have you been a pastor, or has your work as a CEO been guided by you being a pastor? Do you pick some? I mean, you mentioned some earlier about money and what the Bible says about money, but how has that guided you? What are some of the principles that you've picked?
The word of God to me is the ultimate.
Okay.
It says that the word is life. The word is life. And once you study the word for yourself, you don't go to any prophet. The Bible is there, just read it for yourself. Joshua 1 says that this word will not depart from your mouth. Joshua 1. So once you study the word for yourself, the word, because it's a spirit, it will surely influence you. The way you do your things, the way you engage. So instead of being aggressive, there are some times that you must be aggressive to a client. There are some who are very recalcitrant. You show aggression towards them before you even go to court with them. That is natural. But largely, you try to engage and talk. Yes.
What are your projections for Gold Coast Advisors in the near future?
My vision is that we will be the top.
Okay.
Yes. Even for the financial issues, would have been way up there. Because having influence over 1,000 businesses, people effect. You can imagine where would have been within this past 8 years, where would have been by now. Because we had visions and we need to do big things. Anything you see around the group was envisaged by advisors.
Mm-hmm.
We do a business plan for it. 10 years to 12 years plan, and then it is implemented. And then we leave it for the various managers who are in charge of the program.
Okay. So the impact of the banking sector cleanup, that's what you mentioned. How were you able to mitigate that, some of the challenges that arose from that?
First of all, we had a credibility issue, and the issue of capacity. Some of the people, SME lenders, borrowers, always thought that because we are in a group, we are linked together, and good codes permanent is gone because of alliances have been worked, same as GMBank. It means all business related to are out and down.
Okay.
So even to the point that when we were going to court to recover funds, some lawyers challenged our capacity to recover. They believe that we are there in our personal interest rather than the interest of the company. It came up even in one of the trials that they put to me that he's not sure I'm there for the company, but I'm here as a private person to require funds for myself, which we objected because we had filed proper documentation and then claims to recover those funds.
Okay.
Yes. So there was an issue of capacity and credibility when this whole thing started. Yes. And then most people will not want to stand up again for the company or the group because they didn't want to be tagged. The people who have moved out to look for jobs were turned down, but we stick to the group and to the company.
Okay.
Yes.
I believe the confidence in advisors is back now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't want to mention that, but we manage a large asset for the AUM, asset under management.
Okay.
It is huge. Most of them are in recovery. So we are going through the processes. Some of them we are engaging with government agencies. Some of them shareholders are engaging with the rest of the presidency and other people to make sure we get all those assets back.
Okay. Yeah. For those people out there who would want to do business with you but do not know how to do it or still believe that there's a bit of hurdles in doing business with you, what would you like to say to them?
They should come to the office and speak to us. The first step is to come and talk. And then we bring a proposal. And then we'll tell you whether or not this proposal will work for you or for us.
Okay.
Once it requires funding, any investor will want to see your plan. So the first step is to come and talk. Yes. And then you get advice on whether or not you must pursue or you must take another route.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Riafi, for having us. He says just walk in, come and talk. But all too soon, our talking has come to an end. And I would like to say a big thank you to Mr. Richard Riafi, Chief Executive Officer of Gold Coast Advisors, for having us. He has been in our chair this evening on the chair, telling us all we need to know about Gold Coast and about himself as well. My name is Kuko Asneed Michaels. But before we go, let's say a big thank you to Coconut Grove Regency Hotel, Bedrock Insurance Company Limited, and Hot Sprangled Cocoa Powder for being a part of this show. Not forgetting Afterlife as well. We'll see you again another time on the chair, Mondays, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Bye-bye.